What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 19 of the Hot Takes podcast. A very special episode today because I'm joined by my good friend, Nick Ricciardi. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
I'm also joined by another good friend of mine, Steve. How are you doing? Steve Ortolano. And my cameraman, as always, Joe Critelli. Thank you for helping me out again, as always. So, like I said, it's going to be a very special episode today. We're going to be talking about a lot of deep stuff, enlightenment, intentions, all that good stuff. So let's just get right into it. I hope everyone's been having a good day so far.
Absolutely, great day.
It's been a beautiful day out, right?
Yeah, amazing.
I was actually up in New York this morning, over by Woodstock area. I can't believe that was still today.
Yeah.
I really woke up this morning and wow, it's been great. Started the day very well. Drove out to Nick's and everything's been aligning perfectly,
Nice.
effortlessly.
It's nice when you wake up early in the day because you really do have the whole day ahead of you. Like, I like to wake up and then go to the gym right away. And it's like, all right, I got my workout in, make my bed in the morning, two things I got done for the day, and then just head on
It's
after
really
that.
important to get enough sleep. You know, like I find when I don't get enough sleep, I wake up upset or not ready to get up. You know, like you get that 8 hours and you wake up happy, you wake up ready, you know, you get the day going and you do whatever you want.
Absolutely. So right before we started filming this, we were watching a documentary, like an hour-and-a-half documentary called The Secret, which I found very enlightened by.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys showed me that.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to watch the rest of it, too, after the pod and all that.
Yeah, definitely.
But they had a lot to say, and basically what they want you to know is it's possible to do anything you want as long as you put your mind to it, and it sticks to that.
Yep.
You know, like, you got to stay determined in a sense.
Yep. Just like as within, so without, you know.
Yes.
Law of attraction, you know. You attract what you are. You attract what you feel, you know. Mm-hmm. It's really powerful. It really works, and it's really important.
So, you know, some of us here do know the right path, and then some of us here, me included, I feel like I'm not on the full path yet kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why that is. Joe Lupo, I was talking to him the other day, and, you know, we were talking about, like, the psychedelics and everything like that, and, like, you know, I would only like to do that sort of thing at festivals and whatnot. And then Joe said, well, you know, you should also be content with doing something like that, like, say, in your own home or anything. And something must be blocking your chakras.
And you have to be able to be content with doing it on your own. You know, you got to be comfortable with yourself.
Right.
And I found that recently that I rely on other people to do what I want to do. And if no one else wanted to do it with me, I wouldn't do it. I would talk myself out of it.
Right.
And then I realized, wow, like, all right, they don't want to do it. That's fine. I'm still going to do it. And, you know, you unlock just another level of just flow and happiness when you get to that point.
Solitude. I've been doing that a lot this past year. Ever since last year's Bisco ended, actually. I was in this relationship. It was a good relationship. It served its purpose. We grew together. We experienced a lot of things together. We learned. We taught each other. Then we grew apart. Nothing bad ever happened, and it's good. We're actually now friends again, like in a good, really good sense, which is nice. I'm happy for that. But once that ended, it was actually a year ago on this day, or yesterday actually, looking at my Snap stories, I just felt this huge weight off my shoulder, and I remember I went to like my little happy spot, the Bamboo Forest. And I don't know, I usually go there a lot, especially on my own. Like I would go there last 10, 11 years now. I always bring different people. Whenever I go there alone, I have the best times. I always meet people who are exactly like me. We always connect, always have a great adventure. But this time, I just needed to go there. And the moment I got there, it starts raining. The moment I start my journey in the forest. And not just any rain, it got heavier and heavier. It's torrential downpouring. It was like a full-blown storm. And, you know, I was running through it. I kept my smile on. I traveled through it. I made it out the forest. I felt like it was like my whole body and soul just being cleansed, kind of just washing away everything. And then the sun came out, and it was like I was like reborn pretty much.
Nice.
Then I remember getting a haircut, and it was like the best haircut I ever gotten, like that year. And then, I don't know, everything just got really bright from then on out. And then from that day forward, I started really living my life for myself. So I was always wanting to do certain things, go certain places, and just dive into certain activities and hobbies. But sometimes you can't do that if you're with a partner and they're not ready, or you're with people and friends and they're not open or ready to dive in. So then I just started really diving into everything completely on my own, and it's just been so liberating. I remember 2 weeks after that, I went to this, that was when I got called to Cosm. I I had this weekend off. I was being pulled in so many different directions. I had a bunch of friends go to the Moonrise Festival. They're like, yeah, come with us. But I don't know. I just knew their intentions weren't up to par like with mine. They kind of wanted to go, do their thing, and I wasn't about that. I knew other people going there, and I was even thinking, should I just go for a day? And I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. And then all of a sudden, like that day, Cosm just came to my mind. I looked up the website, and I see it that same exact day there was a sound healing meditation workshop. I was called to it instantly. It was exactly 111 miles from my house, 111. I went out there on my own, met so many awesome new people, got sound healed by these incredible people from Zimbabwe and other areas of South Africa that didgeridoos, all these amazing instruments that I enjoy. And it really revitalized me. I remember talking to the girl working at the Mushroom Cafe. I was telling her my whole story, how I ended up there, and how I do a lot of healing. So I'm a Reiki healer myself, and a shaman, lots of other things, starseed, plant-based, the list goes on. Like, I place no limit on myself. That's the thing. Someone asks you who you are, I am everything, because I'm not going to let one label limit me and define me who I am. So I'm telling her about what I do and all the healing I give out and how, never really comes back and such, which is normal, it happens. And then she told me something that really stuck to me. She said, yeah, like sometimes you need to have your cup filled. And I was like, wow, I never thought of it like that. So yeah, I got my cup filled, I did the sound healing, then on my way home, stopped at Whole Foods, got all these amazing meals and vegan greatness, spent like $166, and I just knew it was all going to benefit me. I even still have some left of that shampoo and conditioner I got, because when you buy things and you conserve it and you use it for what it's for, it lasts. And then 2 weeks after that, I ended up back at Cosm for my first full moon gathering, and then that was just an amazing experience all around. That was the first time meeting Alex Gray, my most famous artist in the world, who I've admired for the last 11 years. For the first time, we connected very well. He even charged up my pine cone. It was phenomenal. And then even about a week later, within the same week, then I manifested myself a ticket to the Electric Zoo on the last day. I went to that. That all just kind of manifested itself. It was the day before. I remember work. They gave me the day off. I told them what I was going out there to do. They were just like, yeah, we're going to get you off. No worries. Then I was about to go buy a ticket. Then all of a sudden I get a text from my friend Mark. He's like, hey, I have a ticket for Izu Sunday. Do you want it? I was like, yeah. He gave me it for a good price. Everything just kept falling together. I was going to go with some people, but I don't know. Everyone I was going to go with, there was something just turning me off. So I was like, I need to do this on my own. This is my journey. And I want to go early too. I want to get my money's worth, because it's not like a camping festival. So you might as well get there when it starts, and then it ends at 11. So you got to be out, and it's the city. It's a lot of traveling. So I went out there completely on my own. Everything was just so perfect. I woke up early, did my little morning yoga and routine, had my smoothie, ate well, drove to the city, got there in less than an hour, had literally zero traffic at all. This is the one time I ever went to New York City where I did not hear a honk of a horn. That's a common sound. You always hear when you go to New York City. And I swear, this ride, I didn't hear a single honk. It was just, I was just vibrating, just pure intentions. Everyone in the road was moving out of my way. It was phenomenal. It was a miracle. And then I arrived, I literally parked right on the island. I found some spot next to a soccer field for free. I'm doing my thing. I lit some sage and Palo Santo. I'm playing my singing bowl. Even met some people in the parking lot that were tuning in. Then I walked to Izu. It ended up being literally right across from the parking lot. And I got in right before it opened. I met this other guy who was going solo. He was in his mid-40s. He looked incredible. I was like, wow. It was really good to know, you take care of yourself your whole life, you can constantly live and celebrate your life. And he was telling me straight up, he's like, yeah, you should see all my friends my age, they're all alcoholics and just obese, they can't even walk up this hill. And I'm like, oh my God, that reminds me about people I used to know my age. And then I went in there, and the whole time I was just connecting, vibing out with everyone, naturally, purely. I made so many people's days, manifested so many meditation circles with people. People were having bad times. I lifted them up, taught them something new, connected with some old friends. I even met Gabby J. David that day, So, all this is happening all at once, all because I started doing what's best for me, just following my divine path. And when you're fully aligned on your path, everything is so effortless.
And bouncing off of that, a good thing that helped me was looking at relationships. Any relationship in your life is like a mirror. So if you have negativity within, every relationship you have will be negative. And when you have that in your life, you got to be able to take a step back and release the things that no longer serve you.
Yeah.
And when you have like a negative relationship with yourself, you know, that's when everything spirals out of control. You want to find your passion, you want to find what you love and what you want to do with your divine purpose, like start with your relationship with yourself. When you find that love, that self-love, abundance of love within, it will reciprocate outside, as within, so without. You know, that's my favorite quote. I live by it every day, and like that, it really helped me through a lot of like dark times, and now I know how to help other people through dark times and help them learn how to heal themselves. And I feel like that's what it's all about as a human. You know, we're supposed to uplift each other and help each other find your goals and find your passions. You know, don't beat people down. Don't try to beat someone to the finish line. Let's get to the finish line together,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
We are all one human species.
Yep.
No matter what part of this floating rock that you're on. You know, whatever, what country you are, whatever, what your religion is, what your beliefs are, what color your skin, we're all one species. And we're all supposed to kind of assist each other. You know, there's no competition. The only competition is yourself. But you don't even have to call it that, you know?
It's one race, human, one religion, love. That's how I live.
And one home, Earth.
Yep.
You know, no borders.
And we got to take
no
care of that
division.
Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's vital. It's and that's the thing a lot of people need to understand. A lot of people think like, oh, you like the Earth, oh, you're a hippie. Like, what? Like, yeah, this is my home. This is your home too. Like, you gotta play your role in every way you can. So if you have the opportunity, clean something, fix something up, eat a better meal option, take that opportunity, because only greater things will arise from it.
Or even something as simple as just making someone smile. You
Yeah.
know, that goes a really long way.
For sure. Because you never know. Someone could be having a bad day.
You don't know what anyone's going through. You know, be kind to all living things.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes into Reiki healing. You know, the 5 principles. I don't really know them by heart off the top, but it's very, very good stuff. You should definitely like look it up and like read them out loud to yourself every day, every morning.
Steve, would you be able to explain Reiki healing better?
Just thinking that. How'd you know?
Yeah.
So Reiki, it's divided into 2 words, Rei and Ki. Rei is universal. Ki, or also known as Chi. You know, a lot of different names, whatever you want to call it. Energy. So this is universal life force energy. It's inside every living thing. Everyone is aware of it. Everyone has it. It's what we're powered by. So within our bodies, you know, the meridian system. I'm sure many of you might have heard of that, especially if you're studying medical science, or biology, or anatomy. It's so we have 7 chakras. There are 7 energy wheels of life that align, you know, our brain and spinal cord, which is also, you know, the central nervous system. It all ties together, and this is ancient knowledge. It's been around since the dawn of humanity. This is nothing new. This is nothing obscure. It's always been there, always will be, whether you're aware of it or not. Just think about it. Our bodies, we're powered by these energy wheels. We are energy. We are chakras, literally, in alignment, full alignment. And so, like, there's 5 principles of healthy living. This proper dieting, you know, you gotta eat well if you want to feel well. It's really that simple. Nothing out of this world. You gotta get, you know, sleep, the right amount of sleep. So our bodies, you have to sleep, you gotta rest up, you gotta recover, rejuvenate, you know, let everything rest and relax. Then there's exercise. You have to get your exercise in. Proper exercise. You know, some people, they may go to the gym every day and spend 3 hours a day at the gym. They probably think like, yeah, I'm in better shape than you. But no, like, you're actually hurting yourself. Like, proper exercise, you know, like, it's vital. Then aside from that, there's positive mental attitude. That's a huge one, because you know, if you're exercising, if you're sleeping, if you're eating well, if you have a bad, well, if you are exercising, sleeping, and eating well, pretty much 9 times out of 10, your attitude is going to be phenomenal. So, like, as you see, all these principles complement each other. Then the 5th principle, anyone figure out this one?
Anyone?
This is the one that makes up everything. You can't, without this one, none of the other things would even be possible.
This is the 3rd eye.
Close. You're on the right track.
Heart?
Energy.
Energy. Okay.
And that's actually the number 1 principle. I remember learning this from a very popular chiropractor at his workshop I go to like every month. And it's nice hearing this, like, this reassurance, especially from other, like, high-end professionals, people who do this work, and people who are living these lives. So you gotta have energy in order to have the positive mental attitude, in order to be able to eat, in order to even be able to sleep. You have to have energy to sleep. If you don't have that energy, you're not gonna get the right sleep cycles in. You'll be laying in bed, losing it. So you get all these together, and then you just become this superhuman. And then you're attuned with your chakras, your energy. So we start at the bottom. There's the root chakra, color red. It's associated with grounding and kind of just like your confidence. It's a good way to really put it. If you're not confident about something in that moment, or just at all, then your root chakra is off. And that's okay, because it can be fixed. That's the thing. Everything can be fixed. Not everything is permanent. Even when you're feeling good, not everything is permanent. We always have to be reminded of that. But when we are feeling good, you got to keep it going. That's the creative process right there. You don't want to backfire. So you got the root chakra aligned, the red one, the grounding, the manifestation. Then the second one is your sacral chakra, kind of right below the navel. And that one kind of contains like your sexual organs. It's your pleasure chakra, also your creativity, your creative outlet. So people, who are like good artists and stuff, or like they're just really in a flow with things, their second chakra is really activated, as well as their first. They all kind of complement each other. Then the third one, here, this stone right here actually complements the sacral chakra really well, orange calcite. Then the third chakra is your power chakra. This one's really important as well, as they all are. This is the solar plexus, color yellow. This one's like right in the middle of the stomach. That's literally your power one. That's balancing, that's taking action, that's like your physical movements. That one's a lot. Then the fourth chakra, the center one, is the heart. The center of it all. Color green. That one is it deals with love, compassion, feelings. That one's very important. You have that active heart chakra, you're able to love yourself, you're able to love anyone else. And that really resonates a lot of energy. That complements everything else. Then next, you got the throat chakra. That one's usually colored light blue. That one deals with speaking, literally your expression. You have an active throat chakra, you can freely express yourself, let out your words so effortlessly. And that's something I've really been stressing on a lot of people over the last year. So that's the thing. I know a lot of people are grounded, they may be confident, they may have this and that, but they may not be able to get their words out. And when it comes to getting your words out, you have to be able to just speak, and like you can tell when like the throat chakra's off, you're stuttering about something, or you keep just like backtracking, or you just don't know what to say. It's like, you have an imbalance in your throat chakra, and that's okay. Just take a moment, take some breaths, get a nice, blue aragonite crystal or some lapis lazuli, something to clear that up, or a larimar or turquoise. That's pretty good too. And you have that active throat chakra because everything you think like. All right, so your energy, everything's created in your thoughts. It starts in your thoughts, then your words affirm it. So you get those words out, it's kind of putting those thoughts out into the universe, spreading it onto others. Your words, they're being absorbed into other people, into other things. There's this experiment, you can probably look it up on YouTube or something. People, they grow a plant, and they say like loving words to it. That plant grows. Like you literally give it life when you're spewing out words of love and wisdom. But then, like say if you're spreading negativity to it, hateful words, like hateful music, that's another thing too. Like vibration all travels in music too. Music is very magical, a lot more than you may think. And it's hard to tell if you're only listening to like mainstream stuff or just listening to what other people are listening to or whatever's popular on the radio. Like music, it's so universal, and there's endless amounts of music everywhere, so many different genres. You got to constantly expand. Like this past year, I got into Gaelic music. I never even knew that existed. This awesome vegan family who lives in an RV showed it to me in March. I was like, oh my goodness, this is incredible. I need to listen to this every day. And it's just amazing because the music sends the vibration and it literally transforms you. It makes you move, it makes you dance. And as long as you're doing that, you're radiating, you're feeling good, you're spreading love, you're spreading happiness. So as long as music exists, dance exists. As long as you're dancing, you're feeling good, you're feeling happy. So next, after the throat chakra, there's the third eye. This one's very important too. As I was saying him this morning, third eye is one of the most important because when you crack that one open, like for me, opening up my third eye is what made me aware of the chakras. So your third eye, placed right between the brows, it's your pineal gland, which is this nice pine cone shaped gland right in the center of your brain. It literally divides the two hemispheres. It's literally your everything. It's where your consciousness is stored. This thing, most of us, here are wearing. Wow, yeah, everyone got one now. Cool. Third eye pine cone, they call it. It's
so they say, not to cut you off, but they say you have 2 eyes to look and 1 eye to see.
Indeed. And so third eye, and with this, a lot of people ask me about this to this day at work or anywhere. And whenever people are asking it, they're being guided to it. They're being drawn to it for a reason. And, so with me, I'm Steve O Wisdom. I'm a keeper of divine wisdom. It's always been that way, and it's just weird. I'm still learning why, That's the thing. Don't even ask why. Just accept it and take it on and move along. And I don't know. It's always been that way, even before I came to who I am now. And as I grow, it's like the wisdom expands. And I learn from other people, other psychics, other mystics, divine healers, and I don't know, it just makes a lot of sense. So I keep a lot of wisdom. I have a lot of answers that could solve a lot of your problems, but I can't just spew it out there because no one's going to accept it. But if you're asking the right questions and I hear that right tone where it's coming from the soul's voice, then I'm able to answer and kind of let out that wisdom. So when someone asks me about this, I know they're drawn to it and they're actually interested. They might feel something within themselves that they don't even understand. So what this is, it's a cross section of a pine cone. They glaze it. They encrust the crystal in there. Well, all of them are different. They're all unique. They're all one of a kind. And every time you buy one, they plant a tree and donate money to schools and their art projects and stuff. It's really great cause. It's phenomenal. So pine cone, it literally represents human consciousness. It's the shape of the pineal gland. If you even look at in Rome, what is that church called? The Vatican? Yeah. I saw something about this recently. In the center of the Vatican, there's this huge pine cone sculpture right in the center of it, but they never talk about it, It's mysterious, but it all dates back to this. Literally every religion, everything, all humanity, it all goes back to your pineal gland, your consciousness. So at the cross section of this, mine, I have amethyst in here, which is a great stone for me for talismanic energy. It's great for protection, enhances intuition. This is really good to open the third eye and crown chakra. On the back here, I got the Om. And also within here, there's the seed of life in the gold there. So seed of life, that's one of the first symbols in sacred geometry that literally starts everything. Everything starts as a seed, then comes into a flower, and then a tree, and then so on. So the third eye is major. It's the all-seeing eye. It's your intuition. It literally sees what you need to see. When you have that activated, you'll walk by, you'll be driving, you'll see numbers, you'll see certain signs that kind of speak to you. And there's a reason you're seeing it. When you're activated, you see exactly what you're supposed to see. And it's your inner vision, and what blocks the third eye is illusion. Next is and it's also color purple or indigo. The top one's your crown chakra. It's located at the base of the skull, right at the top. That's so once you kind of get them all opened up, crown chakra resonates the color, usually violet or a pure white light. And that deals with pure cosmic energy. And you open that one up, that deals with understanding. So you have all of these opening up, and especially once you get to this one, this is where it gets really freaky. That's when you start getting the visions and visuals and such. And for some people, especially if they're new to this, it may be quite frightening. But then you get to the crown chakra, that makes you understand why you saw that, why you spoke this, why you love this, why you feel this, why you perform. It's just ties it all together, pure cosmic energy. Then say you do a full alignment, that you get Reiki healed, or do some Kundalini Yoga, Kundalini Rising, just something that'll just align every single one of your chakras. Then you become this full-blown enlightened being. You become full form, Super Saiyan, pretty much. Pretty much what every children's show, every fantasy novel, everything is all relating to. You become a full-blown Jedi. Full-blown Avatar, Airbender. Literally, it's all based around the same idea of just life, just earth, energy. That's all it is.
It's actually cool that you brought up the Airbender, Avatar. They actually talk about the chakras in that show, and it's probably the best show you can watch at when it comes to anime, and I never realized that when I was young, watching that, I didn't know any better.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Looking back, it's really awesome stuff that they talk about in that show. It's really, really good stuff.
Might have to check that out.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of Avatar when I was
Yeah,
younger,
definitely
but...
check it out. You'll love it. It's awesome.
All right.
Yeah, same here. I wasn't aware of it when I was a kid, and then I don't know. Then I keep hearing about it in recent years, and I came across it. I'm just like, oh wow, this is phenomenal.
There's like so much ancient wisdom in that show. It's amazing.
So, when you were saying before, like once you know your chakras aligned and you're feeling great, and like you said, not everything is permanent. How do you keep yourself in that up-spirited, happy self, and even when things come your way that aren't necessarily the way you want things to go, how do you manage, not to be happy, but how do you manage to stay content? You know what I mean? What are some of the tools, in a sense, that you could do?
I would say you don't ever want to be content. There's no finish line to being happy. You got to constantly work on yourself every day. It's a constant work in progress. You're never going to get to a day where you're like, wow, I'm here, I'm set, I'm done. No, it's...
I used to think that, too.
Yeah, I used to think that as well. There's no finish. It's constantly going, constantly working on yourself. The second you feel content, you stop. Then you start to regress.
Right.
You never want to regress and stay content. Always stay hungry for more knowledge, more wisdom, more love, more happiness,
I could relate to that right away. I've been going to the gym for a couple months, and then... people started noticing that I gained up some weight. And I was like, oh, yeah, Frank, you look good. I'm like, thanks. And then I stopped going for like a month and a half.
Because you were happy. You were content.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. And just coming back into the gym 2 days ago and even today, I'm definitely feeling it.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling better again.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's a perfect example of what you were saying.
Yeah.
You realize it's an endless process, and to go off of what you were saying to protect yourself when bad things arise, there's lots of ways, especially having the right crystal with you. This thing right here I've had it for 2 years now. It's brought so much peace and protection and clarity into my life.
I got mine at Bisco, and I haven't taken it off since. I've been wearing it every single day. This one is ammonite. It's like a 65 million year old fossil, and it brings stability and intuition.
Okay.
So I find myself if I get frustrated or anxious or worked up, I put it on and take a deep breath, and it just relaxes me. I feel nice and calm, and I was like, wow, I was kind of bugging out there for a second. I'm good. I'm in control.
Yeah, that's another thing too. A simple shift in your emotions can change everything. So when you're going through those bad struggles, mainly what happens when you're experiencing stress or any negative feeling or illness, what's happening is your breath is taking a shorter route. Your breath is getting really short. So what you gotta do is kind of just take a moment to kind of step back, take a nice deep breath in, keep going. Let it fill all the way through your belly. That's the thing. You gotta extend your breath. It's endless. It can go forever and ever. Keep inhaling in,
I feel like controlling your breath is the beginning of that journey of self. Once you can control your breathing, fill your lungs to capacity, and empty them all the way, you start to realize you're in full control. And when you can control your breathing, then you can start practicing meditation, because the key of meditation is practicing your breathing to then control your mind. Once you can control that breathing, control your thoughts, control your mind, the universe is yours. You can have whatever you want.
Whatever, and you take it all breath by breath, just like that.
And if you ever find yourself in a bad spot, just take a step back and take 10 deep breaths. You can even look up breathing exercises online. There's so many different breathing exercises you can try and find what works for you. It actually helps me to fall asleep too, doing breathing exercises right before I go to sleep, or playing astral projection music, which is really, really good. I love that.
When it comes to meditation, is there a certain setting you want to be in?
For me, outside in nature, in the grass, by the trees, by the water, any kind of nature really helps for me. But you can also do it in the comfort of your home, a peaceful, happy place where you can go and you don't have to worry about feeling scared or worried who's gonna see. You gotta just be nice and comfortable, nice and peaceful.
I think I would want to meditate more in nature and fully indulge.
Or
in it.
right in the sun, or where you can feel the wind. Hear the birds.
Direct charge.
Yeah.
Or sometimes what I do, I'll even do it in the barbershop while I'm sitting getting my haircut. I just sit there and meditate. You can do it anywhere. You can do it at While you're driving,
anytime,
if you're
anywhere.
in traffic, just meditate, and then all the traffic will disperse.
And like for someone who's never tried meditation before, they might be hesitant. You know, I don't know how to do it. I've never done it before. I'm not good at it. I was telling Joe earlier, it's just like any sport or just like any subject in school. You're not going to be good at first. You got to practice.
Right.
Every day, practice. You'll get better and better and better, and then everything will make sense in your life.
Everything. And it's like, there's so many things you can add to meditation, you know, different crystals, different essential oils. These are great right here. Some eucalyptus.
Palo Santo.
Palo Santo, yeah. Nice ancient sacred holy wood used by shamans and natives. They would always
just a
use
little bit, you know.
in meditation.
The smell of the Palo Santo, I love it.
So this releases all negative energy.
It's so instant.
It's very good for cleansing and healing and blessing.
Sage.
Yeah, sage is great too.
Well. Sage is good air purifier as well too.
Definitely.
You know, just your ancient plants and just resources. You know, everything we ever need is already here. It always has been, always will be. So about how you use
just like we saw today on Instagram, the earth has everything to fulfill every man's need, but not every man's greed. You know, there's too much greed in this world, and it's sad, but I feel the world awakening. I feel like we're heading towards a new earth where people are awakening. They're trying meditation. People are going plant-based. You know, they're spreading love. They're not hating anymore. But there's still, there's still some haters out there, and obviously, but some are further along than others. You know, we're all on our own path. We're all on our divine journey, like you said. Everything happens for a reason. There's no coincidence.
And it's like, it's very like, I don't know, like the more aware you become, it's just like you can easily decipher people. Like the people that like haven't tapped into this at all, they're the ones, fucking drinking massive amounts of alcohol every single day, eating the worst foods for you, hanging around the worst possible people, and they just have bad intentions in their mind and in their life all the time. And then they wonder why bad things keep happening to them. Then they want to play victim. Then they want you to feel bad for them. And then you reach out a helping hand to them, and then they get like they're shook. It's like, well, this is what you're trying for here. I'm here to deliver this. And it's like, then they don't know what to do. It's like, this is what you were asking for, right? Then they just get in this whole communication breakdown, and then they self-destruct. It's a lot of another thing too. As you evolve, you're gonna make a lot of people uncomfortable, which is good. Make them uncomfortable. Evolve anyway. If they're uncomfortable, they just have their own struggles that they haven't yet processed or worked through, and that they need to, and they might, and they will. Because that's the thing. You want to wish the best for everyone, but you don't want it to damage your own health or your own life. If you're diving into yourself, you're ascending, you're leveling up, you're evolving, which you should do. Just think about when you're young, like think about how exciting it was when you tie your shoe for your first time. You learn how to read, you learn how to write. When you're young, you're so pure, and then you're so excited to learn and learn and learn. And then what happens is around 18. So after that, so maybe after high school, not everyone goes to college. You don't have to. I learned that the hard way. But then it's up to you if you want to keep expanding and evolving. A lot of people, like after 18, like that's it. Maybe they'll just get a job, they're content with it, and it's just like, all right, this is my life, I'm just going to do this. And they just stay in their old stagnant mindsets, old negative behavior patterns, and just old lifestyle, eating the same foods, drinking the same like cheap beers, and then they just don't grow. Well, what actually happens is they just start to fall apart very young, like their body and minds just diminish.
It also comes down to not having proper guidance in your life, and that's like what we try to provide to people, especially young people that don't really like. I wish I had us when I was in that, like I wish I had that guidance, but we learn as we're supposed to,
Of course.
And when you learn as you go, you're supposed to spread that to others so they don't have to go through the same struggles you went through, That's what it's all about.
I think about that all the time. Like even this morning I thought about it. Like when I was young, I used to hate going to school. I used to hate human interaction. It used to scare the crap out of me. Or just speaking publicly. Like I don't know why I feared it so much. Because I was always worrying about what people were thinking. But why? Even if they are thinking bad things, why does that even matter? It's all about how you see yourself when you think of yourself.
It can't affect you unless you give it the power to affect you, you know?
Like if I had knowledge of energy and chakras, like when I was 6 years old, oh my goodness.
Isn't it crazy that they don't teach you that? Like, I feel as in kindergarten, they should learn how to eat properly. They should learn how to meditate.
God, yeah.
You should learn yoga. You should learn how to love, not like competition, you know? Like, healthy competition is good, but I don't know. I feel like love and gratitude and that is much stronger.
So much stronger.
Criticism.
Yeah.
And it'll last longer, too.
Yeah.
And that was another thing throughout school my whole life. Teachers, they really try to limit you because they're very limited themselves. Well, it depends. I've had very good teachers in my life who taught me so much more about myself than I could have ever learned. Then I had some really bad teachers who, you know, you can really just tell. You can feel their vibes and their intentions. And it's about how they carry themselves, how they treat themselves. You know, if they're miserable, they're mean all the time, then, you know, that just goes to show, like, what they think of themselves. If they're happy and they're excited and they make you excited to learn and get you really involved in the subject matter, and that's freaking amazing. Like, that's what we need.
Honestly, shout out to, like, the real teachers out there. You know, I feel like the one job, if you don't have it in your heart, you shouldn't be doing it. That's teaching, you know. Shout out to all those good teachers that love it and crave that spreading of wisdom and knowledge. You know, you'd love to see that.
Absolutely. You want to share some of the stones you got here, Steve?
Oh, yeah. So with me here, this is a carnelian I got gifted by Crystal Goddess over at Camp Disco. This is a really good stone for me. Really great for, you know, strength and enhance my charisma, confidence, grounding. It's also good for, like, sexual energy and such. This one's really good. I've been carrying this one with me a lot. Thank you, Crystal Goddess. It's freaking amazing. Also with me this weekend, I've been carrying this big orange calcite with me, which complements this one very well. You know, this is more like root chakra, this is sacral chakra. Also got this prenite with epidote with me. This one's really nice. I got this from a Reiki master who I met this past January, who healed me so greatly, so greatly. Yeah, she was phenomenal. It was really cool how we connected. But yeah, this one's really powerful. So this one's made to heal the healer, which is good because as a healer, I'm giving out so much unconditional love and light to literally everyone.
Well, you get it back by giving it out.
Yeah.
By giving it out.
Well, you reach that point eventually because as a healer, you can't give water from an empty well.
Right.
You know, so I was at that point where I was just getting drained from healing.
And it's not fair.
Because I was neglecting myself, you know, trying to help others.
Gotcha.
You got to heal yourself before you can even try to heal others, you know?
Yeah.
And that's vital. Remember at the end of Love Light Festival, last thing they said that really spoke to me, all of us, they said, in healing the world, you must start with healing yourself. And only then it ripples into community. And I don't know, the more you kind of put that together, the more you kind of, you know, self-fulfill yourself, then it just all ripples out.
And if you have trouble, like you don't know what your trauma is, you don't know what your problem is, like, honestly, feel free to reach out to one of us, myself or Steve. We've been through this. We know what to do. Well, we're not there fully, but, you know, we're further along. We know.
We're all learning.
So always feel free. Reach out to us. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. You know, have confidence in your seek for help because that will reciprocate and you will be healed. You will be able to move on and upgrade.
And just live a greater life all around. So that's the thing. I know a lot of people, you know, they may have a house or a nice car and this and that and all these things, but they're not happy. Because that's the thing. Things can't make you happy. Materials never will. No amounts of money can make you happy. Especially if you're not using it in that sense. You know, like you can change things around. You eat healthier foods. Get involved. Do yoga. You know, find a community. You know, connect with like minds. Live out your hobbies. I feel like that's a big one. A lot of people, like, we have hobbies, you know? And some people, they don't get to exercise those hobbies. You know, they may not have people to do those things with.
Creative hobbies are very important. Very important. Like, we should talk about the flow.
Yeah, and the flow. And yeah, and always feel free to hit us up. You have a little hobby, you want to go bowling or something, hit me up. I'm down. Let's do it.
Always.
We'll connect, you know, community, and just get connected.
Heal each other.
Another little stone I have with me today. This one's really great as well. This is a Ordinite pyramid.
That's really nice.
Everyone, trust me, everyone should get that.
Everyone should get Ordinite, no matter who you are, in any form. They have other forms too that have it in necklaces, that have pendants. Pyramids are dope. They have some really big ones, lots of different colors, but I felt like this is a good starter one for me. Nice and simple, pocket sized. So there's Ordinite. It's this metal. It's a EMF neutralizer. So every day, especially in today's day, we're absorbing more electromagnetic fields than ever. That's also another thing that's making us all loopy and feel all negative and stuff. We're absorbing so much from all our electronics that we're using
all
constantly.
Cell phone towers.
Constantly.
Yeah.
So you get something like this, you can put it in your house, keep it on your person, put it by your computer, your workspace. It'll neutralize it. It'll shoot out negative ions to neutralize those positive ions from the electronic devices. And since I've gotten this, literally only like a little over a month now, it's made such a difference, even within my family, within my household, work. I'll bring this with me to work or anywhere I go, and then I won't have a single negative interaction. It's insane. Because also along with this is some black tourmaline minerals, which is a great stone to really flush out negativity. It's grounded at the root chakra, keeps it nice and stable. So that combined with this is just phenomenal. I'll bring it with me and anywhere I could, whenever I could too. That's another thing too. With these things, you don't want to abuse them. You don't want to rely on them or use them too much. Like just recently I took off my pine cone and kind of just set it out on my Himalayan salt lamp, let it, detox, neutralize, cleanse it and such, for a few days. I remember that was last week. I did like a nice little crystal break all together. I took all my gems out of my pocket, and just, went to work, went about my life, just completely crystal free. And it felt nice, like especially the first day felt the greatest. I was like, wow, like I'm free. I just felt like a normal human again, just grounded, just there. But then, like by like the fourth day, I was like, all right, I'm ready to put this stuff back on. I need it.
You're ready for that rebalance,
Yeah, and then like it makes me wonder the people who don't have anything like this to protect themselves or anything at all, like the way I can only imagine how they're feeling and battling through the struggles of life.
Like think of it as like you have your energy field surrounding you. These will protect that energy field. Say someone with very negative energy enters a room. If you don't have this protection or any kind of protection, it will infiltrate your field and bring you down without even realizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were even talking about it before. I remember like 2 years ago when I first kind of started wearing pendants, carrying crystals around with me. I would go into, rooms with certain settings with very ignorant, less aware people. And, they would always ask, like, what's that? Like, what does that do? What is it? And like, then it would almost make me second guess myself. But then I would explain. I'd be like, oh, well, this was a gift from this person. This does this and this. And like, then like, I don't know, they just wouldn't get it, Like, then they would kind of like shut away. Because like, I would kind of affirm it and then like kind of rebuild that aura around me. Nowadays, I walk around, I got this ammonite pendant that, Nick actually gifted to me. Then this ditch rock one that Dietrich gifted to me, which is really nice. And I don't know, everything comes all in a line. Now I got this little shamanic shaker that my boy Kevin gifted to me. This thing's really cool too. I'm still learning about this, as we all are, but it's like a little
really nice.
Yeah, right? It's a little ancient shamanic like wrist shaker device, and it's used for healing, it's sound healing and just all around, and I just create this intention every time I kind of make it rattle. It sends out these sound waves of just healing energy around me and everyone within my vicinity. I mean, it's been working ever since. You believe in it, you believe in yourself, and it works. It's literally the power of your own thoughts and your beliefs. And then I just got this Tiger's Eye ring at Bisco a couple weeks ago. I never had a ring before. I was never a ring guy. I don't know. I would always try them on. They would get stuck on my fingers. I'd freak out. Then I don't know. This one really spoke to me. I remember just trying a bunch on that. I came across this one and just like the feeling, like just putting it on. It's a lot. It carries a lot of frequency. And Tiger's Eye is great for just your overall stamina and endurance, creativity as well, functional movement. It's a great like leadership stone. Also with me, I got these two Shiva lingams. So these are good. These are actually found in India. This is made for Kundalini activation, which is this other like form of energy activation through meditation. Kundalini, it's this coiled serpent that sits below the sacrum at the very base of your spine, and it's literally inside every one of you. Every human has this. Everyone. Anyone can tap into it, like if you want to. And when you do tap into that, it creates this coil of energy that literally activates every chakra. And I'm still learning about it myself. It's phenomenal. There's certain breathing techniques, exercises, stones for it. And when you activate this coiled serpent, it's ridiculous. Like, it's still a little much for me. It just gives you an instant activation. You literally become so powerful and limitless. You adapt all these supernatural physical and mental capabilities that you never may even thought were once possible. Then also I got this gold stone. I actually just purchased this morning. This is really good for kind of generating wealth, attracting more money and abundance. And I got this asteroid. It's a little memory stone. I don't know. I walked in the store today. This is the first thing that pulled me. It's also aids in dream recall. I figured it spoke to me. I've been having a lot of intense lucid dreams lately. So I figured might as well get a little something to kind of boost that. Let me understand more. Because why wouldn't you want to? It's okay to wander, but it's even better when you seek out and you get those answers that you need.
Sure. Like, never be afraid to ask for help, And like, in this age of information, ignorance is a choice. You can go online and look up anything. You can educate yourself on anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Quantum physics, you can learn that on YouTube. Like rocket science, you can learn that on YouTube,
How to build a house.
Yeah, you can do anything and everything. Just never be afraid to try and never be afraid to ask for help.
So when it comes to Reiki healing, I've seen pictures online and videos. They would actually put each stone on each chakra of the spine and whatnot.
Yep.
I find that so interesting, and even just watching that and looking at that, it's just soothing.
It's very soothing, and it's like it's the art of channeling that universal life energy, that life force, and physically touching and healing. And everyone can do it. We all have the capability. It's just about unlocking it and understanding it.
We were talking a little bit about Camp Bisco a little bit before. We all had a great time there.
Yeah, great festival.
Also, wanted to say our boy Dietrich, happy birthday to you.
Yeah,
it is
shout
his
out
birthday today.
Shout out, bro.
But yeah, Camp Bisco, amazing time. I had so much of a better time I did this past year than last year.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
And not even shouting anything down on 2 years ago. Like, they were both awesome times. Yeah. It's just that vibe that's there that really brings your spirit up.
Yeah.
And seeing people doing their own thing, doing their own wacky
wearing
thing,
what they want.
It's like, wow, like, I could do whatever I want.
Yeah, you're free. You're free to be who you want.
And saying that, I went to DJ's 2 nights ago. I went to DJ's 2 nights ago, and it was a can of sardines in there, to say the least.
Low vibrational.
Low vibrations.
Everyone looks the same. Everyone's wearing the same thing. Every guy has the same haircut. They're trying really hard to get a girl. They're flexing permanently, drinking massive amounts of alcohol, hoping they can talk to a girl. Bro, you don't need alcohol. If you need alcohol in order to talk to someone, you need help.
For sure. It's like that. It's like the guy from Big Bang Theory, the Indian guy. Only when he drinks, he could talk to girls.
It's just like, damn. Like, do you know what you're doing to yourself? You're poisoning your body and brain.
It really
You're
is
limiting
bad.
your physical, mental capabilities when you are so powerful naturally. But it's hard for everyone, I guess, and especially being brought up in this society and all these movies, all the media and music. It's just like, it's kind of just forcing you to, you need a drink, you need to do this, you need to have this, you need to do that. When you don't need to do anything, you need to do what's best for you. You need to dive within. And if your friends aren't going to support you, if they're going to mock you for being you, they're not your friends to begin with. Next, drop them. And then, because this is what happens. The door is always open for your friends to come in and come out. And that's the thing. Like, if your old friends, they're not supporting your lifestyle, they don't want to grow with you, they don't want to evolve with you, leave. Let them know straight up. Say, hey, you can leave, but just promise me one thing. Do not block the doorway for the greater people to enter. Please. It's not going to happen, you keep those old friends to linger on, just like you have a little bit of hope in them, and then it's like you're meeting new people, then it's just like you can't balance it all out. So they're old friends, they're blocking that way. So let the old friends out completely. An easy thing to do, I made a little video about this one time. There's a lot of people in your life that you may notice the only time you see them or hear from them is when you reach out to them. So, and then you think about it, these people, they don't really add much to my life. So what you gotta do is just stop hitting them up. And then something very magical happens. You'll never hear from them again. And it's just like, wow, that makes you realize we were only friends because of my effort. And it's like,
right?
It's okay to cut people off, you know, but you don't have to say, hey, I don't fuck with you, I'm cutting you off,
you don't
get
have
out
to
of
do
my
it
life.
in a
You gotta
destructive way,
do it in a
kinda.
loving way.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I appreciate everything we've been through. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate our times. But right now, I'm heading this way. You know, that's what I'm doing right now. You know, thank you for everything.
Right.
You know, always love.
Always love.
And no one can hate that. You know, and if they do, then they have healing that they need to do, and maybe that will help them understand that.
Sure.
And then maybe in that time frame, you know, like they'll dive within themselves some more. And then maybe later you reconnect. That always happens, you know. However the stars are aligning, it'll bring you two back to each other, or whoever it is, or group. But you really just got to focus on yourself at all times. If it's really speaking out to you, then start right now. Begin right now. Just really dive within yourself. You know, kind of sit down with yourself. Talk to yourself. Say, all right, so like, what am I into? What do I like to do? What's my purpose in life? That's the thing. A lot of people, they're like blinded by that. They don't understand that they have purpose.
A lot of people think a 9 to 5 is their goal, is their purpose. That's not life. 9 to 5 is not life. No. A salary is not life. A nice car, that's not life, you know? Pay attention to what gets you excited. Pay attention to what gets you happy and like motivated to get up and do it, you know?
Yeah.
Pay attention to that. What makes you feel that way? Pursue that, you know? Maybe you won't make riches, but like riches to you, like, and riches to someone else is completely different. You know, spreading love and healing is rich. That's how I want to be rich. You know, I want to heal the world.
Rich in your health. Health is the ultimate wealth. Like, if your health isn't in line, what is the point of anything else? If you're not healthy, you can't enjoy anything else. That's like my number one thing. Health.
Don't be thinking clearly if you're not putting the proper fuel into your body. You know. You just won't think clearly, then you'll just stay in that negative state. You'll stay in one spot, stagnant and stuck for months. And, you know, we've all been there, but I always say it's okay to not be okay. It's not okay to not do something about it.
Right.
I always tell people that. I think that's very important.
Very good, very good.
So I want to go back about the Bisco thing.
Sure.
So, festival. It's what you make of it. It's like, especially something like Bisco. It's a very legendary festival. It's the most notorious Jamtronica festival on the East Coast. It's been around for about 18 years now, or 20, but not consecutive. And like these experiences, it's such a freaking portal, and it's something I believe everyone needs to experience in this lifetime.
Absolutely.
And I would honestly say at least once a year. Because once you go to, like, all it takes is your first one. Like, for some people, it's hard for them to go to so many people say, oh, I'm not into that. Oh, I wouldn't like that. It's like, how do you know? It's like, did you try it? No, just no. It's like, then how the fuck do you know?
I try to tell Lupo that all the time. I texted him so many times about coming to Bisco, and I wouldn't even get an answer from him.
Last 3 years.
No, he has to go.
4 years.
He has to go.
I mean, I do that too. Like, I try to lead the horse to water, but it won't drink. You know, like, when they're ready, they're ready. You know,
like
you can only
came this year. I've been telling him about Bisco for the last 6 years. He's been wanting to come.
I'm pretty sure he loved it too.
Oh, he loved it. He loved it. Yeah. Like, throughout the week, every time I saw him, I just saw him like adapting more and more to it, and it's amazing to see like his happiness and like that's what we need. 'Cause, you know, many of us. You know, life.
Shout out to Paul Rome.
Yeah, shout out Paul Rome. Life is stressful. It's upsetting. It's powerful. It's hazardous, and you know, we have a lot of things happen to us, and that's the thing. Like, we can't play victim because we all have our lives. We all have our stuff going on. I have my problems too, but you know, we all have different ways to kind of battle them. You know, and that's the thing. You can focus on the problem, and that's only going to make your life more of a problem now. Or you can just focus on the good things. Live in an attitude of gratitude. Because you always want to be happy now. Now is the only thing that matters. You know, if you were upset 5 minutes ago, leave that back. Leave it in the past.
And you know, things happen. Bad things are going to come. Bad things are going to happen. But I always say I'm more grateful for the low times, the dark times, than I am for the good times. Because I learn so much from myself and how to progress, you know. And when you're going through those tough times, you can't be down on it. You can't be thinking negative about these thoughts, because it will create a negative outcome. Flip the script. Why is this happening to me? Why should I be grateful for this right now?
Right.
Why am I grateful for this breakup? Because whatever. Why am I grateful for this? I just got fired. Find gratitude in everything, and that will create prosperity.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, with me, going to festivals has always been like my gateway to really just finding myself and tapping into my inner potential and unlimited potential. And it's amazing. This bistro, if I tallied it correctly, was my 33rd festival experience.
Wow.
Within the last 6 years. Yeah, I started doing these things 6 years ago. And I remember Camp Bistro 6 years ago was my 3rd festival. It was my first camping experience. First, really mind-opening psychedelic experience. First time being introduced to, art and hippies and crystals and just wacky-looking stuff and flow and hoops and poi and breakfast bowls and smoothies and all this stuff and Yoda. And it just opened such a major portal in my life. And every time I go back, and I don't know, throughout the year I attend lots of different events, especially this past year. This past year has literally been the best year of my life, and it's only getting better here on out. Every weekend I have something exciting that's really fueling my spirit, and it's just really enriching my life. And whether it's a festival, a full moon gathering, even like a weekend at the beach or in upstate New York, or some sort of conscious gathering or sound healing meditation, I just have something always set. And lately it's just everything's just fallen into place effortlessly, and I've just been connecting with so many people. Yeah, this past year alone I probably made some of the greatest friends I've ever could have imagined. There's times, when you feel lonely, especially when you're attuned to these high frequencies and this lifestyle, this pure organic carbon-based lifestyle. It makes you feel really alone. So you look back to your old friends, you're like, oh my goodness, like all they want to do is drink and do drugs and eat like crappy foods and just say bad things. And then then it makes you think like, damn, like I have no one. And then there's times where I'm like, am I the only person like this? There'll even be times at work I'm walking around, I'm like, why am I the only one in this building that's just aware of what I'm aware of, or even thinking about what I'm thinking of? But then, you do what's best for yourself. You go on these adventures that are calling you, these new things and ideas, and then you meet the like minds. Like in life, like what I've really noticed, and it's just been proven to me over and over and over again, you meet the right people at exactly the right times at the right places. Everything's destined when you're following your divine path. And lately it's just been so effortlessly. I'm just flowing in the wind. Everything's breath by breath. I don't even have to think anymore. I'm just so clear and cleansed. And in order to do that, it's a constant work. I have to be fueling myself with good foods. I have to do exercise. I have to do yoga. I have to enlighten another. I have to help another when I'm called to it. Someone reaches out to me. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, you got to be engaged. You got to, play your role in your community. You got to just give your offering.
I feel like the trick, if you're looking for that secret or the key, you got to find yourself. When you find yourself, you find your passion, everything falls into place. You attract everything that's meant for you, and that's, what's yours is yours. What's meant for you is always yours. It will come to you.
Yeah.
But you got to find yourself. Focus on yourself. Don't look for a relationship. Don't look for validation from others. Don't look for compliments from others. Look for it within, and that will unlock everything else in your life.
And there's so many people out there. They're stuck, or they say they're stuck in these relationships with these people that they don't even love. It's like, all right, so end it. It's just like, oh no, I can't. It's like, what do you mean you can't? Like, you're miserable. You're not enjoying life. Like, be honest. Be honest with each other always.
And be honest with yourself.
Nice.
That happens a lot.
It's like, why live a lie when this is your one time to be in this body? Like, enjoy it to the fullest. Be yourself. And what I was saying before, so about the festival experience, it's like you go to this event, especially a camping event, you're connecting to Earth like never before.
Yeah.
You're being off the grid. When's the last time you had a full weekend where you had absolutely zero worries.
And no phone.
No phones.
No social
No
media.
nothing in your pocket. No shoes, barefoot.
For basically a whole week.
Yeah.
When it comes to Bisco.
Yeah.
You include moving day and everything,
Yeah.
even the day before, the day after, you know? Like, you include it all. You make the most out of it. It's a whole, like, time to just be set free. You know, you turn off like your other obligations, and then your obligations may change. You may realize, you know what, maybe that job that's stressing the hell out of me and really hazardous to my mental health isn't worth my time in this life. Maybe you find a new skill. In this last year alone, especially with going off on my own, doing everything solo, going to festivals solo, oh my goodness, that is by far the greatest thing I've ever done for myself.
I think, just to cut you off quick, I think that's the greatest thing for anybody to do because, you know, not to say anything's wrong with your friend group, but you're going back in your comfort zone when you're with your friend group. You go alone, it's like you have to
make friends,
mingle in. Yeah, exactly.
And
so effortless.
And it teaches you about yourselves, you know, like, oh, maybe I'm lacking in communication. Maybe I'm not really friendly. Maybe maybe I got to work on this, you know? And it's really good for self-growth and self-reflection. Self-reflection is really important. A lot of people don't self-reflect. They can do no wrong, you know? Like, it's everyone else's fault. You know, that's toxic. You got to be able to take accountability and hold your friends accountable, too. A lot of people don't hold their friends accountable. Their friends are doing these terrible things for their body or treating people a certain way that's not very healthy. You know, you got to be able to say, hey, look, this, and this, you know, whatever. Just be honest. Always be honest. I think that's a major key in life. Be honest with yourself and with everyone, you know?
So many people, so many old friends in my life, like, their minds and bodies are falling apart, you know, that they come to me like, oh, like, I want to be in shape. And I'm like, all right, so let's go to the gym this day. Then it's like, oh, the excuses kick in. I'm like, all right, you said you want to be in shape. I'm an exercise scientist.
Come hang out with me. Like, what are you waiting for?
And it's just like, all right, like, do you want me to charge money then? 'Cause that's the thing. Sometimes when you just offer stuff to certain people, like, for free, they don't, you know. But once you put a price on it, then they're like, oh, all right. So, like, lately it's been getting to that point, especially with healing and such. You know, it's in high demand. And I want to heal everybody, especially the way that the real shamans did it back then. That they did it for free. They didn't charge money. They did it for their own sole purpose. And I love doing that, especially when I'm at a festival, just to heal. When I'm called to the healing, I'm going to do the healing. Energy exchange, they call it. You know, it's like, I don't want money for it. Buy me a dinner. Get me a gift, you know? Treat me to something. Energy exchange, some sort of exchange. And usually when you're doing that, then the other person just knows to do it because you're transferring that energy, and it's just universal. You don't even have to say anything. That's been happening a lot.
You know,
that's how it should be.
Money should not be a thing. It should be, oh, you helped me with this. Here, I'm good at this. Let me help you with this.
Yeah, right.
You helped me heal. Here, let me help you.
That's
whatever.
the sense of community.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. That's what we want to create. You know? Everyone should want to create that and chase that.
And that's another thing too about like money. A lot of people they really spend their whole life just focusing on money, chasing money. Like, yes, you know, like, it comes into play. It's vital in this world. You know, you need money to do things, but that shouldn't be your only focus. Like, don't have a one-track mind where it's just about money, 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 money. You're never going to be happy. Even if you have all the money in the world, you'll never be happy. And don't stress about it either. Don't say, oh, I'm broke, I don't have any money. Like, all right, you saying that, that's affirming that. All right, we understand you may have a financial crisis right now, but
like you always tell me, money will come and go.
Money will come and go. It's an endless flow.
Don't limit yourself because of money. I know it's hard. It's easier said than done. It's like we said, it's a work in progress. You know, we work towards these goals. You know?
And like, use your money productively. Don't spend it on a freaking watch that's just a material, you know, that's like, maybe if it means something to you, then that's different. But if it's just like an accessory because you want to show off to other people, like, oh, look what I got, then you're using your money in a harmful way where it's gonna backfire on you. You're gonna be like, wow, I bought this amazing watch, I thought all these people were gonna be impressed and like me. Yeah, maybe the wrong people like are impressed by it. You can use your money. Use your money to grow. Buy yourself a kombucha. One of, where'd I put it? It'll come to me. Oh, here it is.
That's the best one, honestly.
Yeah, Cosmic Cranberry. Buy yourself one of these. This thing right here, this has just been introduced to me 2 years ago. I wish I knew about it sooner, but it's okay. I know about it now. One of this will make you feel better than any alcoholic beverage known to man. This will actually cleanse you.
You know, there's actually traces of alcohol in that.
Yeah, there is actually. It's fermented.
Too, yeah.
So hey, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Life-changing, groundbreaking, and
Go to a bar or order a round of kombucha.
Yeah, right.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
I'll recommend smoothies and healthy foods on people, and they're like, oh, that's a lot of money. But it's like, but you'll go to a bar and blow 100 on drinks that are just destroying you.
Yeah.
When you can go to Trader Joe's, spend like $50 and get a whole shopping cart filled with organic health foods that are gonna make you feel higher than anything. That's the thing, like, you don't need drugs or alcohol to feel high. All you need is the right foods, good company, positive mental attitude, you know, get some meditation stones to kind of add to it, your own breath, your own sense of awareness, your own value, your own existence.
And a lot of people turn to drugs and alcohol to numb those feelings that they have about themselves. You know, they're trying to run away from themselves. And if you feel like you're that person, you know, like, reach out to me. I feel like I can help you.
Yeah, indeed. You know, like, you go through a breakup or something, use it to build yourself. Don't let it crumble you. Like, yeah, there's a grieving process, but what a lot of people do, it's very common, you know, they go to, like, an ex. It's like, oh, like, I just stopped, you know, it's like, what is that going to do? Like, you know it's going to only bring problems, like, from the start. Then it's like, it's just, you're just setting yourself up for a disaster. It's just a downward spiral.
Like what Steve-O taught me, the universe will give you the same lessons over and over again until you learn and get through it properly, you know? You'll constantly be given the same lessons. You could fall right back into the same trap, and you just be stuck in a cycle over and over until you heal and get through it.
Yeah, and if you ever notice, everything happens in a cycle. Like, every year, you probably notice it. Your friends are dealing with the same type of problems at the same time of year. I remember when I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that about like 2 years ago, and I was like, wait a minute, that's so true. And then once you become aware of that, you can break the cycle within yourself.
And only you have that power.
Yeah.
No one can save you. You have to save yourself.
And always save yourself. Don't let someone else's issues or problems bring you down. Rise up from it, you know, together. And peacefully.
So we were on a little bit of the topic of healthy foods wise and what you consume and whatnot. I know you've gone full vegan for 2 years now, right?
It's official 2 years. Yeah, since Bisco 2 years ago. That's when I discovered it, on a powerful psychedelic experience. Well, kind of like everything led up to me experiencing that and then discovering it. Throughout that whole summer of like festival experiences, I kind of tapped into it. It started with kombucha. I went to this festival and, like, I don't know, I went there with the bad intentions and I got a stomach virus. And then I went to Spirit Care and they gave me a kombucha. I was like, what is that? And then it helped me. And then now I have this forever. And then, I don't know, then when I was at Bisco 2017, I remember that whole weekend I was eating all the vegan options. I was realizing I was in line. I'm like, if I get the steak burrito, that's going to, like, slow me down and, you know, make me feel like crap. I was like, oh, if I get the rice and bean and sauteed veggie burrito, that's going to fill me with energy. Then I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I just realizing this now? Meanwhile, it's in books, it's in everything. Even in school, I was studying, you know, to be exercise scientist. I'm reading about nutrition, all this stuff, and I remember it always talked about organic plant-based diets, how great it is, and this and that. I don't know why it didn't click until that moment. And then the last day of that weekend, I had a powerful experience where I astral projected on the hill. We'll save this for another video. But overall, I discovered veganism, and I came back to myself, and I realized, like, wait a minute, like, I have to eat all organic plants and I'll feel this amazing forever. I was like, why am I just realizing that now? So I applied it. I went straight into a plant-based diet, and yeah, it's been 2 years now and I have not been sick. No illness, no nothing, no ailment, no fatigue.
No common cold.
Yeah, no common cold anymore. I used to get that stuff all the time. I was at a point, I used to work in a doctor's office actually, oh my goodness, and every month I would have like the same illness. I would have strep or something. I would be on the same antibiotic that made me so miserable. It made me so fatigued. And it was just terrible. It was destroying me. And I thought, the sad thing is, I thought it was normal. I thought it was normal for me to get sick every month. I thought it was normal for me to take this pill, you know, that was only making me worse. And then all of a sudden, once I switched it all up, and I was like, wait a minute, like the food is in the medicine, like the medicine is in the food. You know, I would just do that and stretch and do a nice deep stretch. You know, you have some tension in your lower back. All right, do some of these. Do a downward dog. Hold a deep stretch for 5 minutes. You get up. What do you know? The tension is gone. The pain is gone. You need some energy. All right, you need some pre-workout. Eat an apple and a banana. Go to the gym. You have more energy than you'll ever need.
Pre-workout has you cracked out. Like, it's not terrible. It's so terrible.
Was literally just talking when I was at the gym before today. Literally talking about it. The same thing. How you feel all that
it's so
and,
bad.
Like, craziness with it. It's synthetic.
It's like it's canceling out whatever you're doing in the gym. You know, like because you're literally damaging your insides. It doesn't matter if you're like working out. You know, you're just destroying.
Right.
I was a victim of that too.
If you look at the strongest animals in the world, gorillas, elephants, hippos, rhinos, they're all plant-based. They don't eat meat. You know, and like that says something. Yeah, they have different like makeup than us, but like you know, it comes down to the same thing. You know?
Yeah. Now you put a human, you know, supposedly the smartest animal on this planet. Now you give a human all plants, all natural, organic foods that's growing on this earth naturally. That human is going to be stronger than they ever were.
You have to go, you know, like for me, it was hard for me to go cold turkey full plant-based, but I'm transitioning into plant-based. You know, and like, dude, the progress I've seen is incredible. Like, I'm shredding weight. I'm waking up easily. I'm falling asleep easily. I'm very clear-minded since Bisco.
Okay.
2 weeks.
Yeah, since Bisco. You know, a few slip-ups here and there, but that's okay. Just like you said, it's okay to fall back. It's okay to not be okay.
Right.
It's not okay to not fix it.
Right.
So you fall back, you get back up, you keep going, you correct it. So like just smooth transition. Cut out red meat, cut out chicken, cut out all meat. You know, add more vegetables, double the vegetables, half the meat portion. You know, get rid of dairy. Honestly, please get rid of dairy. Please don't consume dairy. Please, no one.
So
it literally feeds cancer.
Yeah.
It feeds cancer.
Like, I remember if you ever watch What the Health, like Yoplait, you know, yogurt, like they're like sponsored by like the breast cancer like association. Meanwhile, like yogurt and dairy is like the number one cause of breast cancer. It's like, what's going on here? You know?
Huh.
Yeah.
So you would say dairy would have to be
dairy immediately. Get rid of it.
Dairy immediately, and then work on the meat.
Yeah, because if you like meat, you know, like if you're accustomed to eating meat regularly, you know, it's going to be hard to transition out of that cold turkey. So just, you know, half the portion of meat, double the portion of veggies, you know, and then until you get to the point, you know.
It's time right now. So many resources, so many options. Literally, after I went vegan, I remember at first I'm like, wow, where am I going to go to eat? And now it's like, wow, like I have so many options. Literally everywhere. Even Qdoba, they got Impossible meats.
Amazing. Nice.
And like if you
Is
love,
that what it's called? Impossible meat?
Yeah.
Yes. I like that.
So if you love milk, you know, like I had problem finding a replacement for milk because I'm allergic to almonds. I can't have almond milk. I don't like coconuts. I didn't really like coconut milk. I finally discovered oat milk. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's so good. It tastes way better than milk, and it's so good for you.
What about soy milk? Is that not good?
I never tried it.
Yeah.
But there's rice milk. There's soy milk. There's so many different like replacements.
Soy, people are always saying, but personally, I never had a problem with soy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot better than cow milk.
And we're the only species on this planet that will drink another species' milk. You know, that's not okay.
You put it that way.
That's not right. It's not right.
Milk is made for baby cows. Goat milk is made for baby goats. Why the heck are humans drinking cow milk?
Yeah, you're right.
And who discovered that? What were they doing to the cow to realize like?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. What is
oh, this tastes kind of good.
And it's like, and like, especially cow milk these days. If you drink cow milk, if you have some in your home right now and you're watching this, pour it in a glass and smell it. Just smell it. Then after smelling it, do you really want to drink that? Even when I was a kid, I would smell that shit and I'm like, what is this? Or if you just look at it.
Then think about all the stuff that they're pumping into those cows.
Turns into it's like pus. And like cheese and butter is straight up just pus cells. And like GMOs, cancer, like it's not how it was back in the day. Like if you're gonna drink cow milk, at least know where it's coming from. Know the cow who it's coming from. Know the farmer. Know that it's being treated well.
Yeah.
But if it's pumped with steroids, GMOs, all this toxic shit that no one even knows, why are you gonna put that in your body?
Yeah.
Why not put something where it's just made out of natural ingredients?
Another thing about going plant-based, when you eat death, you're going to feel death. You're going to become death. When you eat life, you become life.
Yeah, that's another thing, too.
And people think they need protein from meat. Like, oh, I need protein. There's so much protein in vegetables. Like, you just do some research, you know?
Yeah,
it's so easy.
When you're a beginner vegan, everyone's going to ask you, like, oh, where do you get your protein? And it's like, imagine if you backfire. Like, it's like, all right, so where do you get your crappy attitude and your cholesterol and your diabetes and stuff, you know? Where do you get your your mass amounts of sodium and sugars? It's like, I get my protein from plants, mushrooms, Brussels, like stuff you never even heard of. Kale. Yeah. It's like, you ever have kale before? You ever have a smoothie?
Ooh.
You know?
I could go for a smoothie.
Yeah, we should get the smoothie chain later. But so all right, so switching up. Cut out dairy immediately, and honestly, nowadays dairy is the easiest thing to replace. There's so many milk alternatives. Just read the box. Almond milk. They have ones that have 10 grams of protein per glass.
They even have vegan cheese, right?
Vegan cheese.
Yeah,
artisan vegan cheeses too.
It's so good too. It's so amazing. It
oh my goodness! I got this Vio Life like smoked provolone cheese the other day at Whole Foods. Probably one of the best cheese I ever have. I'd have to just eat it like by the block. It's insane, and it's just made by plant starch and energy and power.
Honestly, tofu's like pretty rocking. Yeah, it's really good.
I think you told me that.
Yeah, I've been like on the tofu wave. It's really good.
Tempeh.
Yeah.
We have
You just
buffalo.
There's not a lot of flavor. Like it's like it tastes like whatever you're eating it with. You know, it's like whatever you season it with. If you have rice and like veggies, you're just gonna. It's just I don't know. I love it. It's really good.
That's where like the creation comes into play. Like it's literally an art, and it's just and all the food. It's just so beautiful. It's so colorful. It's so like vibrant. Every time I post a picture of some amazing vegan entree, everyone's like, "Whoa!" Like impressed. It's like, "Whoa!" Like that's vegan. It's like what? Like did you expect vegan food to be like crap? Like no. Like like most of you are already eating vegan food and you don't even know it. Carrots are vegan. Potatoes are vegan. Literally everything. Just your meat and dairy products. Like if it came from an animal, if it shits, then it's not vegan. But you cut out the dairy. You got your almond milks. You got your Miyoko's. They make a banging cream cheese. It's insane. Better than any normal cream cheese I ever had. They make these butters. There's just so many alternatives. Ice cream. Oh my goodness, Ben and Jerry's that have a whole line of non-dairy flavor. They literally make almost every flavor now non-dairy.
To be honest, when you cut out those things, you're gonna start to see improvements in your health. You know, like it's crazy. It's really crazy. Just 2 weeks, and I'm not even like fully plant-based yet.
Right.
And I'm still seeing so many different benefits.
So much better.
Just energy and just overall clear thinking. You know, and just I don't know. It's awesome. Definitely try it.
I do want to try it. I'm not going to lie. The one thing that always in my mind that stopped me was the whole chicken thing and meat thing. You know what I mean? Dairy, I like soy milk. Like it's pretty good. You know, like almond milk is pretty good. I've had it with my cereal before and it tasted fine. You know, like so maybe that's the first thing I'll do. Maybe get like, dairy out of the way first.
I used to have like an iced coffee every morning. Like I used to not be able to function without it. Yeah. Once I did like a week of no dairy, like I don't need coffee anymore. I don't drink coffee at all anymore. I don't need it.
Like only like very rarely, and when I do on those rare times, it actually like works. It actually serves its purpose. It actually keeps you awake.
Every day you get to that point where like, damn, like I'm still fucking
tired.
Yeah, I'm still tired.
Yeah, you do.
One of the last times I did drink coffee, I think it was Elements Festival on day 3. I don't know. It was I decided to have like nice black coffee. I had it at like 12 midnight, and it kept me up until like 8 a.m. like the whole last night. And that's the thing, when you're just riding off like the pure energy, it's like it's gonna benefit you. So as you was saying, cutting out coffee, that's huge. Just caffeine, you know, like that's a very powerful drug, more dangerous than a lot of other things out there. It's kind of up to par with alcohol almost. It depends, you know, it depends on your consumption intake and addiction. But I wake up, I wake up, right the moment I step out of bed, I'm on my yoga mat. So it's like, now I'm on my yoga mat, nice and grounded on this. So therefore, I'm conditioned, all right, I'm on my yoga mat now, I'm going to do some yoga. I do a few of these, a few of those, some of those, some warrior threes. I just get in tune. It just kind of just happens automatically. Like my body, it's just divinely guided, Being able to do some air squats, like whatever my body needs. Like, I don't know, just going plant-based and just really diving in with myself really got me to know myself, know my body, and just knows what your body needs, and only you know your body, and but also with studying, exercise and science, it really allowed me to understand other people's bodies. So I don't know, really able to like enhance a lot with it. So I'll do my little morning yoga. I'll go down. I'll make nice hearty breakfast. Before I was plant-based in my life throughout high school, I used to never eat breakfast. Terrible. Then I would go throughout my day just feeling so crappy all the time. Then once I went plant-based, like getting all this stuff, like now I'm so excited every day for breakfast. I just love
chopping it up and like adding something different, and getting creative with the smoothie, and let me do a banana today and some strawberries.
Smoothie is so vital every single day. Like my morning smoothie alone is just filled with so much that like more than like the average person probably like fulfills in their like daily intake, and that's just my smoothie after I have my toast and my oats.
That's like your coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
That's what gives you your
and
energy.
you don't like when you eat meat and like dairy, like you get bloated and you feel like crap like immediately. When you're eating plant-based, you feel so satisfied after a meal. You're not bloated. You feel great. You feel energized. You're ready to go. You feel happy.
What's your guys like most ideal place to get the right foods? Or
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's,
greatest place.
Better than Whole Foods?
Yeah, I think so. Whole Foods is more expensive.
If you have like a lot of money, and like
if you can afford it, they call it whole paycheck for a reason.
Whole paycheck. I like that.
This is the thing. You can go to Whole Foods, you can get like 3 things, and it ends up being like $50-$60. Not even kidding. I was there the other day. I wasn't even supposed to go there. I don't know why I went. I'm happy I went. Yeah, I got some great stuff. Got Romanesco. I got this chocolate vegan cheesecake. Oh my goodness, I got all this amazing stuff. But yeah, it's crazy. Some of the stuff, like a bag of like cacao powder from like Whole Foods is like $11.99, where like Trader Joe's you can get raw organic cacao for like $3.99.
Yeah, cacao's actually really good.
Cacao's amazing. So much potassium. It's pure. Yeah, because I know some people like they need potassium. Some people don't like bananas. So hey, cacao powder, that's a good substitute for that. But you can make ice cream out of frozen bananas, then add cacao in it, and it becomes chocolate ice cream.
Yeah,
we should do that if you have any.
Should.
Yeah. Oh man. But I don't know. Whole Foods, it's ridiculous. You can just buy a few things and spend so much money. Trader Joe's, you got a whole shopping cart filled and spend like $50.
Yeah, under $100 easily.
Yeah, so everything at Trader Joe's is $2.99, $1.99. Everything's organic. Everything's one of a kind and fresh. It's phenomenal.
Trader Joe's, I will recommend coconut oil. If you don't use coconut oil, please get it and use it every day.
I used that for the eggs I made yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like not even for cooking. Like get like the extra virgin, like triple filtered, and like put it in your mouth and swish it around, gargle it all around in between all your teeth for 15 minutes every morning. It literally reversed cavities in my mouth. I removed cavities from my mouth.
So coconut oil and what else did?
Just coconut oil.
Really?
It's extra virgin, triple filtered.
Yeah.
Like that's the one I get. And like I swish it in my mouth for 15 minutes every morning. Then I brush my teeth, and like so many improvements in like everything.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely try it. Especially if you have cavities or like bad breath or like something, use coconut oil. That will help you.
All right.
And also toothpaste. Don't get toothpaste with fluoride or anything with fluoride. Fluoride, like just do your own research. I can go on all day about fluoride. Right? Yeah, literally, like it's made to like destroy your pineal gland. It's made to destroy you, your consciousness, everything you're made of.
Become a nice little sheet.
Yeah, that's something else I want to get into at some point. What we are as a soul, spirit, human. Let me save that for a little bit. But stay on the topic of plant-based. Also protein powders. A lot of people, you know, into fitness and stuff, they're drinking all these random whey proteins, all this crap that your body physically cannot digest. I was a victim of that too, you know, in high school and such. I would get these Cytodainer, all this stuff, you know, 4 scoops 3 times a day, and I would like literally force it down me. It would come right out of me, in every way, and I don't know why I was so blinded to think that I needed this is gonna work. And I remember when I was young, always seeing like the plant-based proteins. I would always be like interested. I would always be like, whoa, like what is this? Like I remember it being like more expensive and just looking like really cool. And then now it just makes so much sense. You know, get some hemp protein. Oh, hemp protein's phenomenal. So sustainable, so delicious, so light too. Like, that's the thing. You're not supposed to drink 100 grams of protein in one serving. Your body cannot digest that. You know, lighten it up a bit. You know, spread it out. Same with as we were saying with the pre-workouts. I was a victim of that too when I was younger. You know, I thought I had to take C4 before every workout to improve. All it does is mess up your nervous system. We went over that in my exercise physiology class, and I remember that I was like, what? Like, no, it doesn't. But I was in denial, and I was like, yeah, it actually does. Just what happens, you rely on it, and then it comes to a point where you cannot go to the gym unless you have pre-workout. Even in college, I remember people they wouldn't come to the gym with me unless they had pre-workouts. Like, all right, I'll give you a scoop. And it's just sad. It's like you need a scoop of these random chemicals to be able to go to the gym. Like, you're canceling out whatever you're even doing good for you. And then you're going to go eat some crappy food and then drink a crap load of alcohol. And then you're going to wonder why you're not getting shreds. It's like, come on now, just open your eyes a little bit.
And if you don't see something working, then try something else.
Something else. That's the thing. Don't limit yourself, you know?
We're all limitless.
Limitless.
Unlimited power.
Your strength is your own belief. And lately, since I remember March, anxiety is something I do not feel anymore. I haven't felt anxiety in a year now. Maybe from time to time I'll get some slight waves of it, but as soon as it's coming in, I cancel it out. I flip it immediately. Light some sage, center, ring my singing bowl, do something. Put my pine cone on.
Breathe.
Think about what's even giving me the anxiety, and then I kind of zoom out and think wait, does this even matter? Is this even worth stressing over? No, nothing is. Nothing is worth stressing over ever. That's another thing I wanted to go over too, which I've been really coming across lately and just coming to a conclusion on, just problems and worries in life. So lately, I've just been on this whole new thing. There's literally no such thing. Problems. They don't exist unless you create them.
That turn off?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Yeah. All right. All our batteries are pretty much dying, so
I think we got some good content.
We
Yeah,
do
we
have
got
some
good
really good
content.
content.
We have over an hour at least.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Well,
Definitely
this thing's
over
been
an
going
hour.
for an hour and something.
And I didn't even have that started before. I didn't.
We
have
probably
that
have
on.
almost close to an hour 45.
This is 111.
That was good shit.
Yeah,
So what
absolutely.
is this? Is this a recorder?
That's recording because that mic's not necessarily work for you,
But the
but
beginning bit, I'll be able to.
Yeah.
that will be able to hear you. Yeah. But all right, we're gonna close up this episode of the Hot Takes podcast. Very interesting stuff we were talking about. I'm really glad you both were
Thank
able
you
to
for
come.
having us, man.
Oh,
Dude,
thank
we
you
would
for
love
coming
to do
by.
this again.
This was a
Yeah.
good gift. I was
Yeah.
thinking when we were on the hill, this will be your gift for me,
Yeah.
the energy exchange at Bisco.
Yeah.
And I manifested it. Then you hit me,
Yeah.
It worked out.
your thoughts. When you have good thoughts, just have good thoughts all the time. And if you have bad thoughts, it's okay. Let them happen. Don't reject them. Let them process.
Yeah.
Let them through. That's the only way you're going to conquer them. That's the only way you're going to get them out. So as I was saying before that camera died out, problems. There's literally no such thing as problems. They're all created out of your own worries, your own insecurities. Or sometimes your partner's insecurities, your partner's worries. That's the thing. If you're with someone that's just creating problems and stress in your life, you got to end it.
Yeah.
You can talk about it and fix it, but if it doesn't fix, you're only hurting yourself. End it. Be free. Don't date anyone for a while.
It doesn't have to be a bad breakup.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a bad breakup.
It never has to be out of hate. Always out of love.
Always out of love.
Say
And
what you
friendships.
Feel what you say.
I recommend everyone spend a lot of time in solitude. Don't just jump into anything. Don't jump into relationships. As you see, we're at a divorce rate higher than ever. It's because people, they're settling.
Yeah.
They think, my parents said I have to get married. Oh,
All right, your parents said you have to get married. Do you want to get married? Not. So don't.
Right.
Like, do what you want to do. Do what's best for you. Get married to yourself. Love yourself first. Be your own best friend. And then, you know, everything will kind of work. And then it will gravitate. You know, don't stress over anything. Like, you got to zoom out. Everyone needs to zoom out and reflect. You got to realize we're literally on this floating rock in the solar system with 8 other planets of revolving around this star. That's the thing. Like, the world doesn't revolve around you or any one of us. It revolves around the sun. And it's what you put out, the impact you make. That's all that matters, really. It doesn't matter about what you have or anything you've done. It just matters about how you lived and if you enjoyed your time. We're just a spirit in this body. When I was first really diving within myself, you know, I was like, realizing what a soul and spirit is. I'm all like, everyone has a spirit. Everyone's got soul. But now I'm at this point, you ask me, I am a spirit. We are all spirits. I have a body. We all have a body. Our body is our vessel that holds our soul. And if you don't take care of your body and your mind, your soul is going to shatter quicker than ever.
Very good.
Just one final thought. When you die, you will have nothing that you've taken. You will only have what you have given. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. And yeah, add us on Instagram. I'm Steve O Wisdom. Steve, you know, spelt normally with the letter O, then Wisdom, no space, no nothing. That's me on Snapchat as well. Share a lot of great content. If you have any questions, just reach out, please.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Hit us up, please. Like, this is what we do. This is our purpose.
I'll have your
handles.
The handles,
Yeah.
I'll have them all on there.
Perfect.
But yeah, I want to thank my cameraman as always, Joe Critelli.
Shout
A
out
little
to
quiet
Joe.
today,
Woo-woo!
but it's all good. I want to thank my co-host for today, 2 co-hosts today, Nick Ricciardi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
And I also want to thank Steve O Wisdom as well. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, my honor.
Love and light.
Yeah, and if you like this episode, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And also follow us on Twitter at Podcast with Frank. Still going to see if I could change the name from Podcast with Frank to Hot Takes, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
It'll evolve, you know?
Yeah.
It'll evolve, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Love you guys.
Peace.
Guys, I love